right.
And here we are.
We're back to the second half now?
Yeah,
Of
there's...
the training?
the first chapter, I would say. We're going to weapons orientation now. There's one more orientation mission after this.
Hello? Anybody shooting in here?
Ooh, voice acting.
Agent Thornton.
That was just a small little weak point.
Hey, you're the one I
These
spoke to when I
games,
woke up in the
or
middle.
this game, seems to have a voice acting cast of people who've worked on cartoons and stuff, but aren't not in major roles.
Or do I need to write it down for you?
Yeah.
That's the biggest gripe I have with Freedom Planet, is that all of the voice acting is sourced from anime voice actors.
Yeah, they're not
And-
anime voice actors, but
No, some of them are.
yeah, I mean in this game.
Oh, okay, yeah. That,
Wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. If you remember Mina's name from when she told you during the intro, then you get a +1 relationship point with her.
Absolutely.
Well,
I
so,
excelled at the
what does
academy.
your
Should be
relationship
fun.
with different characters start to mean?
Alright.
in the
Okay,
way-
so if that character is your handler for a mission, then you get a temporary perk based on how much they like you. A more powerful perk the more they like you.
Oh,
But
guns.
there are also benefits later on to people not liking you. So if you can piss off your enemies, it can benefit you in conversation and in battle.
So it's kind of like intimidating them, or...
Yeah, I would say there's enough going on with this game to where you really should just roleplay it out and not worry about trying to min-max people liking you or hating you. There are benefits and negatives to both.
And aim down range and take some shots at the target.
I appreciate that. Are you going for all dick shots here?
Yep.
Good aim. Now, steady your aim. For
It's not about
6 seconds.
killing them, it's about preventing their
Fire.
lineage.
Precision shots can take down the
Exactly.
target quickly.
You don't want to create any orphans after all. So the way that critical hits work is you have to keep your crosshair still, and you have to keep it on the enemy within a certain range. And once it turns completely red, then you can get a critical, and headshots matter too. These are the submachine guns. They are shit garbage, and you shouldn't use them.
Now take cover.
I rarely enjoy submachine gun in any game, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like shot spread, and it kind of really goes against
But it can get the
accuracy.
job done.
Yeah,
Eventually.
and I mean, I never enjoyed playing the playstyle in
You
this
can use
game
cover to your
where
advantage here.
you run and gun. It's not really. It's not really conducive to this game.
Even more fast-paced shooters, I tend to take at a plodding pace.
I've unlocked the door
And
to the tactical.
I mean,
right.
considering this is more
Let's
an
see how you do
RPG
against
than a
some
shooter,
targets.
I just wouldn't want to play it that way.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Now, with the pistol.
So now we're being timed. I don't know why that first shot missed.
Accuracy, greater.
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah, it is. That's the kind of thing that weirded people out about this game, but it's not necessarily.
Why am I missing? It's like, well, guns miss in real life.
Yeah.
They're not all, it's not like a perfect ray cast to the target every time.
Yeah.
Now for the shotgun. Holding the trigger steady and firing.
Now the shotgun can be useful if you get in a pinch. That's like. It's more accurate than the submachine guns, and the critical hits are more reliable.
Shotguns are always an option.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this shotgun as my secondary weapon most of the time.
I like the accuracy on
Now
it
for your
personally.
submachine guns. If you're trapped in close quarters with multiple opponents, the SMGs can help clear the room quickly. Not subtle or quiet, but
Oh, do it subtly, do it quietly.
Yeah, it's better if you do. I forgot that these guys pop up. Now your misses count against your score here, so you're gonna be tempted to like spray
range encounters,
your submachine
assault
gun,
rifle's the key.
but you shouldn't.
It's accurate, powerful.
The assault rifle, as long as you keep it still, it'll crit even if you're not aimed at an enemy. So range doesn't matter as much with the assault rifle.
They may be out of reach, but not rifle range.
So it does come in handy on a couple of missions. Not as often as the shotgun does, but it is a viable weapon. The only real non-viable weapon is the submachine guns. They just suck.
Yeah, In games like this, I probably wouldn't enjoy sniper rifles very much either.
There is no sniper rifle. There's an assault rifle.
That's good.
Good, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm logging the results.
It doesn't
now.
feel like this would favor long-range combat.
Is somebody out on the course?
Darcy. He's trying to beat your time.
Is Darcy your Virgil here? Is he your opponent?
Good luck to him.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, sorry, not opponent, rival,
definitely early
rival.
on. Yeah.
As soon as he knew you were
Beating
talking
your
to
high
Mike,
score.
he was in here in a second. In case he saw you as a challenge for my affections. It's like a cage match with you boys.
We're gonna have to do a cage match?
Not if I
I
can
love
help
that
it.
response.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
Mike. You don't do cage
I kind of wish you could do a cage match.
Some of the recruit
So,
some of the
Can I
recruit
get my
responses
sword?
are really funny. Oh, I did fuck this up.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'll
great
make a
score.
Oh yeah,
You
I
did
did
it.
that the first
No
time. for
editing.
sure.
That's one of the most impressive scores I've seen.
Yeah.
With
Very
that in mind,
impressive.
You did so well. I'm wondering if you'd be up for something more challenging. A bonus round.
Is it a sex round?
I can walk the rest of the way.
jackass.
I don't.
Now I'm hurting.
Okay, so this I can kind of tell what sort of rival this is gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
listening.
Go
Darcy
ahead.
is a shithead,
Don't
yeah.
get
He's
into
a-
it counts.
I think
You
a hothead, a bit of a
reputation
hothead.
and we're
Yeah,
seeing
but
you
he's-
Westridge.
Also a shit.
Yeah.
Sure, sounds good.
It's like I don't want to. I can't emphasize the shitheadedness enough.
Makes this thing blind.
Give me the gun.
Give me the gun.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Let's start with the pistol again. Don't worry. We're using tranquilizer rounds, so you won't be doing any lasting harm.
Unlike
to your
that
target.
first part where you were killing them.
all the guards. No, that was
I know.
trank
I know.
ammo too, but the implication is that trank ammo still hurts.
It's you're trading an immediate death for a slow, toxic death.
Yeah, basically.
You just
That's the bonus round for this mission.
That's very, very satisfying.
It's great. I love just letting the cursor linger over his head while the critical hit
He's-
builds up.
He's not paying attention. His scream was really good
All
too.
right.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
It was more pissed off than anything else.
We
Yeah.
have to worry about Darcy coming by again.
Anything else I can do?
No.
So I'm seeing all these dossier
Mission accomplished.
unlocks. Or is going through that relevant to the backstory? Is it just kind of is it padding?
It is relevant to the backstory, and the other cool thing about the dossier entries is that you can get insight into which stances you should take during conversations.
Ah, okay. So it pays to do background research.
Yeah. If we do a thread for this, I might post some of the dossier information on the thread.
That'd be good.
I may be new to this, but not that new. Don't you have interns for that?
No, we don't.
It's one of the more interesting characters.
Westridge's candidate.
He kind of has the
Hopefully, yes.
look of someone who
It was
is
a lot like
forced
the
to work here,
Untouchables route. I was fresh out of basic.
Yeah.
especially after that
We chose you
intern
not
thing.
because of skill or experience, but because you're under the radar of local
Yeah.
intelligence agencies.
Flattering.
Obviously, Westridge sees potential in you. Let's see if it's earned.
I like bits
So,
of the soundtrack here.
Orientation. You are familiar with the premise.
Yeah,
of
I like some of the songs in the
Not
soundtrack in
that
general.
green.
It
Kind
definitely
of that Deus Ex
The
vibe.
ladder is the training
well
area.
it complements
First
the
test is
spy thing in
navigating through
general.
the environment without being detected.
Hmm.
Following
It's
that,
I
you're
want to
facing
call it like
live challenges
modern
against the
spy
agency.
EDM,
Anything else I should know about?
Yeah,
running this
yeah.
course?
Yes.
popularized
I
first
suggest
in
you do it quickly.
I guess Splinter
And
Cell.
talking gives your position away.
Boards of
What's the
MI6.
deal with the security panel?
It secures the entrance. If you're as capable as Westridge says, then you should have no trouble hacking it and gaining access to the course. Clock's ticking.
Great.
Lame.
So yeah, this mission is the stealth mission, and
Course begins now.
it also goes
Hack
through
door in
the
front of you to gain access to the course.
the mini games again. It's probably the least necessary of the three because you get the intro to teach you all that stuff anyway.
It's
But,
probably useful just to do a recap.
Always check
Yeah.
your surroundings for cameras.
And
I
it's
wa-
also
That's
pretty
what's appearing on
fun.
the nightly news. Mind
So
the
I want to
gap.
know
The key
how
to
they
stealth
got
this
all of
time
these
is pay
cement
attention to
dividers
camera
up here.
movements, then exploit their blind
Yeah, well
They've got
down
some-
here presumably.
Well, I mean, but I mean on the level you were just on, like this whole thing seems to have been put together by a forklift that could not have escaped.
Yeah. Like, they assembled a forklift in here, and it's still in the corner, hidden by fucking cement shit. I tried to ghost this, but I didn't.
Speaking of ghosting stuff, I finally saw the third Riddick movie.
Oh yeah?
It's the best one.
Really?
It
I
easily,
might have to check that out.
It's a lot of fun. So that would be if you just want some fun action with, and you can't go wrong with Vin Diesel's kind of lovable goof.
Unlike the security is what's making
Yeah.
control room for your evaluation.
Have you
The
seen
thing
him
about
in,
this is I got seen during this mission, but because I did it fast enough, I squeaked out
yeah.
over the 100 mark.
Outstanding.
Now, this bonus mission is definitely the hardest part of this whole chapter,
Oh yeah.
and
No.
I failed
Very well, I'll
to
log
complete it a
results.
few times
Westridge
because
can
there's
complete
some
your
sneaky
evaluation
bits
once
to
you
it.
finish the other tests.
Did I do much better than the other recruits?
You're the first raw recruit we've gotten since Alpha Protocol started.
That
Raw.
wasn't too bad, I guess. It felt a little easy, but
Of course, not enough of a challenge for you?
no.
Then I have an assignment for you. This one won't be logged.
What?
I
mean,
need
like
you to get
covert
photos of
training
my
on?
wife.
Aren't you guys
Yeah.
pushing orientation too far?
Nothing about Alpha Protocol is orientation, Agent Thornton, despite the semantics. The penalty for getting caught, however, won't be a poor score. It'll be detention.
Wow.
So, are you up for it? or not?
This guy actually sends you on a mission that's
Well, I'm
not
up for it.
allowed by Alpha Protocol. Like,
Really doing a good job of establishing the moral core of this.
Why?
yeah.
What's the file name?
Jacob, not only will this be a much more practical use of your talents,
Like, this guy is the only guy who knows that you're doing this.
Yeah.
His boss
Any
doesn't
other
know.
intel I should be
Yeah, it's pretty
you
cool.
can't find out on
You're
your own.
already, like,
We aren't even having this conversation right now, and the clock is running.
Got it.
Wait, like, so I'm assuming this is still within the training facility that you have to.
yeah, you have to go back to where you were drugged.
Huh.
So,
That's pretty clever.
Go ahead.
if you screw up here, you can accidentally go to the next part of the story and skip orientation. That really
But-
sucks because it takes forever to get back to the main menu.
I assume the skip is by way of detention.
No, you just go into the room where the next guy is, and you just skip the rest of orientation.
Ah. Oh, so this
Yeah.
is letting you into an area that you wouldn't normally be able to.
Well, not now. Yeah, like we're going back to where we started, basically. Now, there's a guy up on the upper level that looks down over the barricade. So, you actually have to be more careful here than you think you do, because this guy can see you pretty easily. That's why I'm keeping the camera aimed up there. So that's mostly why I screwed up on this mission a few times, is because it's hard to tell where that guy up there is looking.
I still
You
haven't
have to-
spotted him yet. Oh no, okay, I see the HUD indicator.
Yeah. Because I used awareness to try and catch him. And going backwards through this area is kind of funny because, like, there's that camera and it kind of surprises you in a way that doesn't surprise you when you're going back the other way.
Yeah, it's
I'm
your
going to
guess.
spend some AP here. I'm going to buy a second point of stealth, and that's going to give me an upgrade to my awareness skill that decreases the cooldown and increases the duration of it. So I'll have radar for a bit longer.
I'm kind of glad the radar isn't just like a Metal Gear circle.
No. It's a bit nicer this way. Also, if you pick up all the tranquilizer darts that are around here, they'll come in useful later. Like, you keep them going into your first proper mission hub.
Oh, I like stuff like that.
Yeah. There's also, back down on the first floor, there were a couple of dossiers I picked up that come in handy later.
Oh, I kind of assumed they were part of your objectives, so you were just doing the pass.
Yeah. It's easy to miss those, but they do have some interesting information on them. This guy can surprise you too. And you'll also want to grab this money over here. This is easy to miss too.
So, for me, as someone who's not really played a lot of the Deus Ex, how would you compare the two?
Well, I mean, in terms of the player's impact on the story and the way that the story is agile to the way that the player behaves, there's nothing that beats the original Deus Ex, but this is close. This is about as close as a modern video game has ever been.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, I guess that's what I expect out of Obsidian, right?
Yeah. It's too bad that this game isn't super well known. There are combat problems. The stealth isn't like amazing or anything. There's flaws to this game, but I'd say, the peaks are worth it. The high points are worth the low points.
So, is this guard searching for you presently?
No, he's just kind of wandering around. Nobody knew I showed up.
Well, see, the thing is that I think he's the guard that you knocked out before, so I kind of get the feeling that they're so used to being knocked out that they don't really go on alert.
I don't know. I think he's a different guy. He shows up as you come down to surprise you, like you think everybody's gone, and then there's a guy there that you weren't expecting. See, this is the way that you go to the other door. Is this door will activate story progression. It's easy to go that way by mistake. And then this is where you go back to Parker.
I'm pretty impressed by this as an optional mission.
Did you do as
Yeah, it's definitely the most interesting of the three.
I like the way it's slotted within the framework of the tutorial, but kind of it gives you a heads up as to how a mission will proceed outside.
Yeah.
Anything you can tell me about my real assignment?
You're going to the Middle East to recover stolen prototype missile technology. Your probability of success is in the lower 20th percentile.
Wait, I'm going to the Middle East.
And you get a little
I
teaser.
downloaded intel onto your PDA. That should prove useful when you reach your destination.
That intel you gave me, why wouldn't I have that already if I'm going on the mission?
That is a good question, Agent. I would find an answer to it when you can. If not here, then in Saudi Arabia.
Very helpful.
I like the sound of that.
So it already sounds like there are like
know.
duplicitous actors within the organization,
Yeah.
It's customary for him to
and we all know how much we all know how far that Saudi Arabian oil money goes.
And it's got to make you feel real secure as the new guy that they brought in specifically because he has no ties to other intelligence organizations.
Oh no! Oh no! It would have taken me a bit longer to put that together. Yeah, that's a little ominous.
That's why I really like starting as the rookie, because it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's just some kind of schmub with maybe like a little bit of marine time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schmub. That I've not.
Yeah,
That's schmo and schlub.
yeah, that's a good one.
One of the easiest ways to track events. It often
And
means the
this
best
character
way
talks a bit about
Spy.
his role within the organization, and basically he explains that Alpha Protocol, if it's ever found out, it has to be destroyed, and that all the people who work there have to be destroyed.
That's the mark of a trustworthy organization.
Yeah, and that it's probably not the first time he's done this.
Oh my god! So he's the kind of linchpin who he stores the memory.
Yeah.
The potential to create larger
And
catastrophes.
yeah, his dialogue here is really interesting.
The seer.
I specifically chose dialogue choices to try and get this out of him.
That is my job.
So, what, you're like a political fortune teller? I thought economists had the market cornered.
Eh.
Yes, it's a numbers game.
I'm gonna try to take different stances. I'm gonna try to not always take the optimal stance.
Right.
Although I'm gonna try to avoid stances that will cause combat situations that you don't need to go through, because I am playing on hard, like the hardest difficulty you can get.
I thought we were mostly
I do appreciate that they're kind of sticking to upper politics.
Yeah. These
I-
themes are, interesting for a video game to cover.
It's something that I liked about the Splinter Cell games as well, and it's sometimes it's a little bit nicer than just go kill the bad guy in the other place.
Yeah.
He's got the thing that we need to kill.
The morals and the motivations of this game are much more nuanced.
I'm guessing the former.
I was actually just trying to make conversation.
Oh my god.
But why would that be an excellent deduction?
We were just chewing the fat about my possible destruction.
Yeah. We were just,
That means
Tossing the old word ball around.
Yeah.
masking our communication lines and protecting our global positioning.
If that's your job, that's your job. Seems to me like it could be a lot worse.
Actually, you
Yeah,
have no
what could be
idea.
better than
I am
what?
merely
Oh my
stating the
god!
facts.
Yeah, I piss
You
him
want
off a
debate?
little here.
Do it silently.
So that janitor comment, I hit it right the first time around.
So in short, yes, I clean up after others.
You'd like if their lives become complicated.
Yeah, complicated
Shutting it
fucking
down.
situation.
Turning off the lights, putting up the chairs, locking the door.
Here's where he says
What does
it
that
explicitly.
mean exactly?
This place cannot be found. If Alpha Protocol is compromised, any evidence of the program must be
That's such a
deleted.
fake beard.
But what happens to
I like that
Is there
side
an
angle
escape
that
route?
clearly shows you.
what happens?
What do you mean, Agent? Be specific. I dislike dancing around an issue if one exists.
What happens to the people?
Expendable.
Are you serious?
Why will? Come on, really?
You are serious.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
sound
that
like
does
you've
work
done
with the
this
rookie angle.
before.
It's a
If I
good
have,
choice.
It's classified.
Or perhaps that's my out. It's always comedy.
I think I've answered all your questions.
Some of them-
Yeah. I'm totally just kidding around, man.
It was.
I was just joking about killing everybody that you've seen here.
and you too. It was all joke.
And you, yeah. All right. So let's just wrap
So-
up this intro chapter here.
Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't come up. But I'm calling it. This place is wired with gas.
Maybe.
Nerve gas everywhere.
So I leveled up, so I'm gonna grab another point of stealth. That'll give me the silent running skill. You'll see me use that later. And then I'm gonna pick up a point of pistols, which just improves the accuracy and stability of your pistols.
So you were talking about how most of
You
the
are
skills.
gonna have to fight sometimes.
You're talking about how most of the skills are useless. What is sabotage?
Sabotage has some handy skills in it. I would actually recommend putting points into sabotage third.
Because I'm assuming that it allows you to compromise various things.
We're looking at Westridge's bio or his dossier information real quick here. It just there's a hint there that the aggressive, the Y button stance is what he prefers most of the time. I just wanted to show you that the dossier does have hints like that in there. It specifically says he doesn't like suave, he doesn't like professional, he likes
You
aggressive.
guys must have spent a fortune on the
I really
TVs in this
appreciate
place.
that. As it adds a lot to the aesthetic of the game. Just researching the
No,
people that
yeah,
you're
right.
working with, etc.
I have to admit, I was worried whether we'd be able to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
you after you woke up
This
in medical.
has not a
We
lot,
were
but a
staffed
fair amount in common
24/20.
with the cancelled series
Maybe
Ruby
it's their
Call.
training that's in question, not mine.
Really?
enough.
I've heard that name, but I haven't heard much about it.
It's pretty good. It deals with an intelligence organization that's filled with dual motive actors and all sorts of stuff. So a lot of overlapping shades with this.
Mina's report on your weapon skill was
Cool.
impressive. In fact, I think you outperformed many other guards.
I'm gonna
And it's your first day.
just
What
show
did I
that
say?
it's
Top
true
of my
here.
class at the academy, if you read my charts.
I'm gonna take a suave
did
action,
read
and you're
them.
gonna see the
Oh, I
the
did.
reputation.
It was hard getting
Sink.
through the pages detailing your overconfidence.
The facial
Well, as long as
expressions
you
are,
read the
they're pretty
charts,
good
that's all that
at
matters.
following their mood.
I'm a little surprised Mina was paying attention.
Yeah,
to my
yeah.
primary
They
skills at
put a
all,
lot of work
actually.
into making the stances
Careful.
work.
If you get any more full of yourself, not even this facility will be able to hold your ego. And here's a surprise: a positive evaluation from Parker.
These
On the numbers side as usual. But he actually
these
took the time
descriptions
to write
of
a
your
sentence.
orientation
You did?
change depending on whether you did the bonus missions
what
or
was the
not,
sentence?
You may
or
have been
whether
right
you
about
did them
this
at all.
one, Westridge. For Parker, that's high praise. Assuming you don't let us down, Mike. Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part. Tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line
Kidnapped
of work, but you volunteered.
He woke up in a lab.
You ever had an intern?
Yeah, he volunteered, and then you
Need I say
kidnapped and
more?
drugged
All
him.
my
So.
exercise was
Oh,
moving papers from
that's
desk to
they make
desk.
you sign that
I'm here
blank
to do
piece
work,
of
not
paper.
sit back and manage it. I want to be out where the action
Yeah.
is. I want to make a difference.
What makes you think you're ready? Because I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convinced.
This is an
I
important
get an opinion.
rookie
Or is that a rhetorical question?
conversation
All right, let me
option
be
to
more
take.
specific.
I
because
saw,
get
yeah, you got quite a
AP
few.
for picking it.
Sneaking around in
Yeah,
the dark.
knowing when not
There's
to
one
be
last
aggressive
Yeah.
with him.
job that nobody
That's-
else
I like
quite
that.
gets.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk
Now,
to people, your
what
attitude.
Westridge kind of
what
explains
we're gonna
here, he
discuss
kind of
now.
tells you about how
If you're
taking
telling
different
me I have an
stances
attitude
is
problem,
important.
You could have read that in my file.
No, believe it or not, you're not here because
So,
you're a
you know, it's
people
like
person.
you've
You're
had
because you're
tutorials about all the
psychopath,
action
you're
stuff,
skilled
but
at
Westridge's
manipulating others.
conversation
Was that a
here
compliment?
is kind of the
You'll
tutorial
see.
on
The way you project yourself
how to
definitely affects
manipulate
what people
relationship
think of
points to
you
your
and your
advantage.
reputation.
They're
and
trying to
how
make it
handle
clear
I
that.
care
conversations.
what others think.
You shouldn't. Having a bad or good rep with someone.
Oh yeah,
can
he's just
actually
talking
gain
about it
different
directly.
benefits.
So
Sometimes you want to piss someone off so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation. All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places.
oh,
And
when he
your only
smiles,
backup
it hits
is going to
that
be
kind
who
of
you're talking
Alan
to on
Resnick
your
Uncanny
headset.
Valley thing.
How you treat them is going to have an effect
Yeah,
on
there are
success of
moments
your
of that
mission.
with the facial
So if I
features in
piss
this
them off,
game.
I'm screwed.
I appreciate
A
that. Though,
handler
so.
that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
This is a long
And that's
way telling
an
me that I
admission
should
that
just
sometimes
act
the
way I
neutral
want.
relationship
I don't
path
have time
is
to
the
chat
best
when there's
path.
work to be done, and it sounds like it'll just leave me vulnerable if I go down the wrong road.
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you.
I also
and your
like that the
attitude
the
before
conversation
they meet
system
you.
is
They
timed,
may have a
so you don't
preconceived
have
notion
forever
of
to
how
make
you're
a
going to treat
decision.
them, which can affect their reaction.
As soon as
maybe
that
they
timer
should take
runs
the time
out,
to
whatever
real
decision you're on
If
is the
only.
one that it goes with.
Sometimes something
I
nice
think-
seems to be
makes
able
it
to
so that
spare,
the
especially
the
during a
timing of the
conversation.
conversations in the
Although
cutscenes
that
stay
can be a
natural.
plus.
Trying to get that
don't see
like
how.
just automatic response,
The
I
clock
think
doesn't stop when you're
benefits the
speaking to
role playing
someone.
aspect.
So if you need to get your second win before a
Yeah.
fight, making small
It's-
talk
it's-
can buy you
it's-
time.
Better
If I'm
than
running on
Mass Effect,
adrenaline,
in my
won't chatting
opinion.
take me off my
I
guard?
have
It can. So
opinions
you
about
need to get to the
Mass
point,
Effect that will
act
net
instead
me
of fight.
flack, so
For
I'll.
example, if you don't think I have any more against you,
Well,
But
I don't know.
am-
People seem to
I
have
wouldn't think any less
differing
of you.
opinions on
You
Mass
seem to
Effect
have
in
the
general.
basics down.
I have my
Why
opinions
wouldn't I
of it
just
are
shoot someone
low.
instead of talking to them?
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Sometimes
some
it
people
is
some
better
people
if you
feel that
shoot
way, and I
first.
don't blame them.
Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you get close enough to strike. Use it if you have to, if the conversation isn't going your way.
Seduce.
Assuming there's even a way you
Seduce.
want the conversation to go.
I know what provokes someone.
He's
I'd rather
talking
rattle
about
than I can.
seducing someone. He's
If
not
that's what
gonna
you wanna do.
seduce West.
I know, but just that it's an option while he's talking about it, like you misinterpret it.
Read much?
Is this guy making
It
a
would
move
be
on
great
me?
if you interpreted it that way, and he did start
There's a
hitting on
host of
Westridge.
information
It'd be
out there
great.
through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others
Oh,
have
and there's
collected
another part of
for
this
the
where
target
you
organization
can get
or
dossiers on
operation.
factions,
And what does that
and
get
if
me
you have
exactly?
100%
Sometimes you'll spot obvious
dossier
triggers.
completion on a
People who don't
faction,
respond well
then
to
you get
smart
bonus
asses
damage
like
against
me.
the
Others who
enemies that
respect
belong to that
loyalty,
faction.
duty, a professional approach.
I
Others who don't
video
have
gamey,
time
but
for
I like it.
bullshit and like it when you get
Yeah.
to the point.
You know more about
Dossiers
how they
just
armor
don't contain
themselves,
psych
how they
information.
deploy,
They'll
etc.
usually
Just
have combat
just get that
information
little
on your target
edge.
as well, what side they face.
Yeah, it's an
any bad
RPG,
injuries,
so,
common
yeah.
weapons or tactics. they
You gotta
use.
use RPG logic, even though it seems
Some of it's subtle,
sugary.
but if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat.
This is
The more you
everything that I
learn,
liked about
the more
I
vulnerable
Divine
they'll be.
Cybermancy.
Makes sense to me. I'd rather get a firefighter.
Yeah,
More-
that game
more
that
professional.
game's real interesting.
I love
Yeah.
that game, but
So use
it
when
is
you have downtime.
You
it is
have
obtuse
dossiers
to a
on
fault.
everyone here?
Yep, if you can dig
Oh,
up.
it is
You
so
might
fucking
learn a few
obtuse.
things. Sometimes
That's
reading
the
a
real
dossier
trouble of
will
it,
give you
but-
more options when dealing with
There's
others.
very. I haven't checked recently, so maybe there's like a full wiki, but it's
What about
not.
you?
It does
You should already know
not
what
try and
makes
hold
me
your
feel
hand.
like, and what pisses me off.
Definitely
At what
not.
point can I start accessing personnel records and conducting surveillance?
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID.
The in-universe
Hop onto the
explanation
database
for
and
this
start
is
doing your homework.
weird.
You can usually unlock their basic information at that point.
Like,
Let's
it
start
does-
with a simple one. Al-Samad.
And then, yeah,
That
once
should
you
be
hear
familiar to you.
something
Terrorist group.
Yes,
described
you can
or
research
you
groups
hear the
as well as
name
people.
for the first
It
time, you
doesn't
get their
carry the same
dossier,
benefits.
their
It
basic
provides
dossier
useful intel
information.
in the field.
He kind of tries to explain it
Talking
like,
to
oh,
people
you'll have a
and others
target
is a
ID
good way
once
to
you
help
hear
gain
something.
dossier
But you'll,
information.
like, in the case of
Sometimes
Al-Samad,
people
you should have
have
heard of it
information on someone.
like a
They can
long
unlock
time
a
ago
brand new
because it's
thread in your computer
an
search.
Al-Qaeda
So I've
analog.
suffered through your interrogation.
So it doesn't really
Ideally,
make sense.
Am I ready or
I
not?
think it's more that
We'll see.
now that he's
Meet me in
doing
the
this
command
work,
center,
they give
and
him
I can give you
access
a
to the
proper mission
NSA
briefing.
equivalent,
Good.
right?
Because I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
Trust me, Mike. If it was up to me, you'd never see this interrogation cell again.
I can't tell if that's a threat or not.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's like dislikes him or it's so
Recognize him.
unreadable. I
That
love
Sheikh
that.
Ali Shahid,
Yeah.
voice of Al-Samad.
It's tough.
They say he was
Ah,
responsible
why does-
for shooting
Kind
down
of does have a double
police.
meaning to me now.
Yeah, he got his hands on some prototype.
Yeah, the
combat
second meaning is
technology.
seduce.
A missile with a multi-stage target.
Yeah.
On Jacob's ladder. That airliner was his first target.
But how did Shahid get his hands on that missile?
Missiles. He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need.
Yeah, they
him
just
back
fell
when
off
he
of
gets
the back
in
of a
and
truck.
we're happy. Then we want you to kill him.
Halbeck, also
About time
known
I'm
as
getting tired of
Stark
this
Tech.
place.
All right, then, pack your gear. You're heading to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, please don't tell me he has a big glowing fusion gem on his chest.
And on video and
Or no, wait, no, sorry.
That'd
let
be
me
pretty out of
revert.
theme
Yeah,
for
no,
this.
do tell me that. I want that very
Miss this
badly.
place.
I wish.
Got it. I'll contact you. when
No,
you get
that's
to
save
Saudi
that for
Arabia.
Metal Gear Rising.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's the sort of place that would happen. Okay, so
So that's it for Gray Box, which is the first chapter.
kind of learning.
I'm going to
that's
scroll
that's
down
a good
here and
chapter
show
name.
you.
Kind of learning
Yeah.
that this organization is like not necessarily a good guy, just maybe lesser of both evils sort of situation.
And there's orphans created, third from the bottom. Love it.
So you is it even possible to create orphans in this one? Like this first
Uh,
mission?
no, not in this first chapter, yeah, but every chapter after this.
Okay.
So next chapter will be in Saudi Arabia.
I'm interested in seeing where this goes. It's definitely not taking all of the obvious routes, and I appreciate that most of all, I think.